Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video to my channel. So in this video we'll be talking about so many new robots that a lot of companies are releasing, and we'll be talking about how they will affect our society, if they will take over jobs, and if your job will be gone. So let's get right into this video and get started. Now these robots are pretty cool, and they do provide some very cool purposes, and they can provide entertainment and a lot of other stuff. They can also make people lose their jobs. Like for example, if these robots actually do get better, but for now they're not that good, they will definitely not replace these hard labor jobs. But if they do get better in maybe 3 to 5 years, then they can actually replace these labor jobs. Like for example, fast food restaurants, like making fast food, like making french fries or taking orders and everything. They actually might be able to replace that if they get much more smarter and better. So that is a downside, that they will replace a lot of jobs, but there is an upside, since they will also make a lot of jobs. Because, well, why and how the robots get made? People have to code them. So a lot of new people will come and code these robots, since there are a lot more robots coming in and they will need to be coded. So a lot more coders will come in and help code these robots, and builders will also come, since a lot more of these robots will be built in factories. And talking about factories, there will also be robots. If they get better, they will also might have a very big impact on factories, which they already do actually. A lot of car making factories are mostly robotics. Some factories actually depend a little bit on people, and hopefully robots can actually minimize that gap and make it almost fully robotics. So that will be very cool. If you want to get a head start and just start learning these coding right now, if you want to be that part that wants to code the robots, that good with the people and get that coding job, then you can actually do it. If you're like maybe in college and you want a degree and you just searching for a job, then the Tesla bot, they actually are looking for jobs. There are a ton of jobs, like building the robot, then there's also coding the robot, and a lot of different engineers. So as I'm showing you right now, there's a ton of jobs, Tesla, and I'm actually in middle school, and we can also get started in middle school, because I actually took a robotics class. I have a robotics class which takes place with Vex IQ. They are actually a robotics company that makes small robots. Definitely not as big as OpenAI's robot, Tesla's robot, or Dynamics robot, but there are pretty cool robots. You can code them, you can play different games with them, and they are pretty mechanical. They're not Legos, because a few years ago I actually used to play with Legos and their robots, but now it's actually screws and there's steel involved, and there's big battery packs and motors. It's getting much more complicated now as I'm getting older, and I'm getting a lot of coding knowledge from this too. Now this also might take away some jobs, like professional gamers or professional athletes, or maybe even some professional people who make entertainment for people, like actors and video makers. Sora is already competing for that spot, and Sora is also making very great videos. It's all hyper realistic, super close to being almost realistic, but like I showed you a few videos back, you can kind of see that difference. It's not that good, and you can still find those small differences in Sora's videos, but it's very close. It just needs to be trained more. After OpenAI develops a few more models, a few more versions of Sora, I hope it will be close enough. But these robots by these 3 companies, they actually have potential of stealing jobs from gamers, athletes, and people who make videos and movies for entertainment. Because robots can actually, let's say, maybe play sports. We can train them to do sports, which is actually happening. There's a competition called Robo Soccer, and these robots, people train them to play soccer, which is pretty cool. Favorite sport is soccer, and I really like it. So that's pretty cool. And as you know, I play Rocket League, and there are actually AIs and robots being trained to play Rocket League. Like if you search up Rocket League robots or AI, some videos will actually pop up that will show maybe this AI cannot be beaten in Rocket League, or pros are trying to beat this AI. So AI is actually being trained to play Rocket League, and they're actually getting pretty good at it pretty fast. And some pro Rocket League players, even they can't beat some of these Rocket League bots. Since people train them so well and they're so good, they're just becoming so good so fast, and they might just take over a lot of games. Of course, they won't take over people actually playing them. I will still be able to play Rocket League, FIFA, a lot of other games, but I'm not saying they'll take over the whole game itself. I'm just saying they'll take over, let's say, like YouTube videos about it, or professional games or tournaments for esports, like RLCS, Rocket League Championship Series. That's a huge tournament just for Rocket League with pro players. They might be able to take over that, and instead of people playing to win that prize or that money, people would train bots. And the bot, not the bot, will get the money, since the bot isn't a real person, but the person who trained the bot will get the money. So professional gaming might be over, since these AI and robots are getting so good, but people will still be able to casually play this game. Now, for entertainment purposes, Boston Dynamics is already pretty good at it. Their robot called Atlas is already doing very cool parkour. It's just prancing along those big wooden planks that are sideways. It goes across them, and then it also does backflips and some pretty cool stuff, and jumping across very long surfaces and long jumps. It can also dance with its dog robot called Spot. They can dance together different songs. So it is already showing a lot of potential of stealing these entertainment jobs. Since jobs are being lost may sound bad to you, but this could actually be good, since people actually use these robots and AIs for surgery. This might sound bad to you, since maybe surgeons' jobs are being lost and robots might make mistakes or something like that. Actually, it's the opposite, and humans have more chance of making mistakes than robots, since robots are trained exactly and they know every part of the body very well, since they're trained over hours and months and weeks, very long time periods, maybe even years, and they actually make very minimal mistakes, since they can make measurements straight to like very small measurements, like the nanometer or something. So these surgeon robots are actually a good thing, since they actually might save lives, since human surgeons, they might make a mistake which might cost one life, which is very less chance, but this robot will probably not make any mistake, since they are being trained very well, especially a robot that is specifically trained for surgery. This will definitely not make any mistakes, since they are trained on surgery and they will know all the body parts, all the measurements, and where to cut for different types of surgeries. These robots are improving super fast. I can't believe, if you just look at a robot maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it won't be that bad. But now if you look at robots today, they'll be very high tech and very cool, especially AI. AI has improved so rapidly. And on that note, that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something about these robots. They are improving so fast and I really like them. They're pretty cool. But I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. V2Pro out.